just say it first, this is a fun little program that I'm trying to do. It's my first one yet. It's a summer project, kind of. I'll be interviewing so many wonderful people across the world, just like you all today. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Congratulations, Nick. You've got
Thank
us
you.
here supporting you 100%.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm just
We're
so
always
happy
going
to
to
be.
be here for you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Always.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you for using your time up with me. It's precious, isn't it? So basically, my interviews will be about asking different questions to the audience, and I'll be starting off with Miss Anna. Then I'll be going all around the class asking all of you questions, if that's all right with you. And
Sure, sure.
yeah, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? And yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
First question is, where did you grow up, and was your experience in school the best?
I was born and raised and educated in Sydney, Australia. Greek parents. Okay, my parents, both Greek, left Greece when they were young, went to Australia, followed the dream.
Mm,
My experience at school, well, things were rough. Things were very rough. Things were tough because Australia is a beautiful country, but unfortunately, it's got a lot of racism and prejudice there. So it was tough. And it wasn't like nowadays where we had the anti-bullying ambassadors and people to support and back you up. Unfortunately, you had to survive, and it was like tough. But okay, we made it.
yeah,
We lived to tell the
like
tale.
yeah, we all have our own stories and try to speak about them, because it's always going to be a part of our lives, and we should be proud of that, shouldn't we?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. I went through similar experiences, I was bullied because of the way I look, and that's why I started this campaign, and that's exactly what you did. Now you've become an inspiration and role model to all these kids. It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right,
You
so my,
inspire us. You have inspired us.
oh, thank you.
Know that, and don't stop what you're doing. The kids really have to know more about you, Nick. They
Yeah,
have to know
okay.
more things about you.
Yeah. Well, they'll start their own stories and they'll have their own tales to tell. Did you understand? Because I didn't. Did you understand from a young age that all people have their own differences and unique experiences?
Yes, because once again, growing up in Sydney, Australia, and I'm sure, and Rita has the same because she's from Melbourne, but that's her tale to tell. There was a lot of differentiation growing up, and I did realize it from a very young age. And I always wanted to be the superhero to save the world. I always tried to step up and be there for everybody that needed my help.
That's amazing. Do you think that lockdown has affected your family and social life with friends, family? And if so, how has it?
We didn't allow it, Nick. We didn't allow it, and I'll tell you why. It was very hard. It was very frustrating. It was very frightening at many points. But we didn't allow it to affect us in the sense that when I wanted to meet my friends, my best friend, who is not only my best friend, she's like my sister, Miss Rita. There's always the messenger, there's always the chat that we always used to make a little rendezvous, like a coffee session or a wine drinking session, times for us to get together and talk. We couldn't get out physically, but we were together mentally. So, no, we didn't allow it. I didn't allow it to change me or
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's exactly what my mum has done with her friend Kat. They have that sister bond. They've known each other for a long time. Have How long have you two known each other?
Rita.
How long? Oh God, it must be. My son is 24 now, 23 years full.
Can I
Wow.
tell you something, Nicholas and guys?
Mm.
A lot of people, when they see Miss Rita and myself, they say, "Are you girls sisters? Are you sisters?" And I was actually looking at a picture the other day of Miss Rita,
Yes.
and I said, "Oh my goodness, she looks like me. I look like her." And then I realized what people are saying, that I don't know, maybe the more you hang out with a person, not only do you start to act like them, but I think you sort of like start to
Like
look like.
couple, yes.
You know, it's actually, well, my mum's just met her long lost sister. They were separated from birth, and my mum's sister was adopted, but my mum wasn't, and they just recently met up, and it's just that
Yes,
sisterly bond. They just connected straight away. Who was your role model growing up?
my mother.
Mm.
My mother, because she left Greece when she was very young. It's a long story, and I will write about it one day, because it's the modern version of Cinderella, because her mother was killed by the Germans. I won't say how. My mother was like 2 months old. So the kids were like dispersed all over Greece. My mum was given to a family uh, as their daughter, but they had her as a maid. Anyway, when my mum eventually grew up, she was informed of her true story. She packed her bags, went all over Greece, found her brothers and sisters, and then said, "Okay, I'm getting on the ship to Australia." And she went with one
Wow.
bag, and that's it.
Oh,
And she
that's
made it.
very
She made it. A fighter. For me,
She's a
she's a
survivor.
fighter.
Yeah, yeah. She's a survivor of her own story, and that's it's important that we share our stories because it can show who we are, more than you actually think. Yeah, so inspirational. Did you ever think that you would be going through a global pandemic in your lives if you go like a year back? Would you ever think this would happen?
No, no, definitely not.
Blossom and Lillian, would you like to expand?
Yeah, okay.
It never
So,
crossed my mind.
I
It
mean,
all was so weird. Like it
yeah,
all
it
happened
was
so fast.
unexpected.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't believe it. Like, who can say that they've lived through a pandemic, like just a year ago? Literally, it's just like, mind blowing. Only like 5 months ago, we barely even heard of this, and now it's affecting all of our lives. It's just so weird, It's just you can't really wrap your head around it. So like, how do you think that lockdowns affected you? Do you think that hasn't changed your lifestyle at all? Do you think it's been an experience that you'll be talking about in 50 years' time? What do you think about it?
Maria Elena, come on.
Well, the strangest experience that I have this with the Zoom, the WebEx, the Skype, because we have our tablet or laptop in, and we are like to, 5 hours, and that I need subject we did in the school. We done it from our tablet.
Mm.
It was very strange.
Brenda, how did it affect you?
Well, I remember that the government announced that the school will be closed, and the day tomorrow, the next day, we would write an exam, and we were very happy because yes. But after 1 week, we were in lockdown, and I didn't realize we were through a pandemic. Only after we started school again, and I realized how bad things were.
Yes.
Yeah, it's affected pretty much everyone on the planet, and it's come as a shock, hasn't it? Because we didn't really know how big this thing would turn out to be. and it looks like it's not going to get any better for the upcoming months, which is, I know, yeah. People aren't to the rules in England. Not a lot of people, but some are, and they're sticking to the regime and they're doing quite well. I've been cooking literally. If you told me that before, I'd be no. But I've been cooking so many things. I've been cooking kuftedes. I've been cooking different pasta meals. Seafood. It's just so amazing. Not learned how to ride a bike yet. Don't know how to do that. Yeah. So how are you?
Ah, come on, no
Yeah,
way.
I know. I don't know. Yeah, dyspraxic, aren't I?
If
Yeah.
it makes you feel any better, Nick, I used to know how to ride a bike. There's no way I know now.
Oh, you never forget it, Anna. It's just till you get in.
It's always in
You
there.
get on it.
How are you keeping busy?
Nico, the Nicholas, the Greek one. Agape, but Nicholas, Nikiphoro, you've got Greek roots too, right?
Yeah, I'm Greek Cypriot. I was born in Cyprus.
That's
But
right.
my ancestors were Greek. They were living in Greece, and I
There you
think,
go.
yeah, we're from Spartan heritage, so yeah.
The fighters, the strongest.
Mm,
Right. So Nicholas, the other Greek one. Would you like to answer Nicholas?
Basically, I just used my PC a lot, my computer. I played lots of games. I also did go outside a few times, just go and feed the cats on the garden, but it was kind of boring,
Oh,
really boring.
oh.
So Sophie has been doing some cooking like you, Nicholas. Sophie, tell
Hmm.
us about it.
Well, during quarantine, we had a lot of homework, so things didn't really change. The only difference was that we were in a home, and so I had some more time because I wasn't doing activities like gymnastics and piano and everything. So I had more time to cook. I made a lot of desserts like ice cream. I made tart. I made cakes.
Yum.
Yeah, it was really fun actually. I enjoyed it.
Can I? Yeah. Can I ask? Am I the only person that put on kilos during the quarantine?
no.
I actually
Me too.
lost.
Me too.
I am paying the price now, Nicholas. I'm paying the price.
I know, yeah. Oh, I think we all are, especially my family. We've had to try and cut down. We're all on diet, and yeah, we're trying to stick to it. But yeah,
I'm
Don't
trying
definitely,
to
we?
I've
lose the
been.
kilos. It's not easy. They were so easy.
It's not easy.
They just kept coming and coming, and like it was fun cooking, but it was even more fun eating it.
Do you think that social media has helped you cope with lockdown? Yes or no, really? Or like, how has it helped you? Maybe. No, do you think it's helped you? And like these Zoom platforms, YouTube, I'd like to get your opinion on that. Anyone?
Maria Elena.
Okay. Yes, of course it helped us because if we hadn't social media, uh, we were just in our home with our families and just didn't do anything. And yeah, we wouldn't have the chance uh, uh, to keep up with the school, our English, and yeah.
Anfi, why don't you tell us how it helped your sisters who are 7?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
our
Right
kids.
now they're talking on the other
Yeah,
room.
on the other, in the other,
So
they're
that's
talking on
why
the
I was
phone.
hiding.
It's so funny. They remind me of a younger version of us, Rita.
My sister, who is 7, like slept put all-nighters during the whole quarantine. And like she slept at 6 a.m. That's unhealthy.
Our
But, like-
sisters know how to use social media better than us.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm addicted to social media, you know, so I'm not really the best person to ask.
Look, I think we all like it but personally, I like it up to a point. I have met so many wonderful people, and I've been able to keep in touch with all these wonderful people via social media and that. But I have learned to control myself up to a limit. Okay, okay. Don't say anything, Miss Rita. What about you, Miss Rita? Are you addicted to it?
Actually, I'm not. I'm not addicted to it at all. But it was the first time I thought of social media as offering me something of some value. It was my connection to the outside world because
Mhm.
I was alone. I lived alone. So the only way I could connect, especially in the first few months, with anybody outside was through social media. That's where I met my friends. That's where I talked to my family. It was like my a lifeline with the outside world. It was my
Yeah.
lifeline.
She was by herself through
Mm.
lockdown, guys. Literally.
So I
What are your goals for the future?
Nick, Nick the Greek.
So I'm planning to go on a trip to the Olympus with my father, and
Ah, that's
there's
nice.
there's an area where we can set up our telescope and just watch the night sky and the planets and the moon and everything.
I'm leaving in 1 week, as you already know. I'm going to go to my countryside in Evia, where our house like is next to the sea. Like when the sea is waving, has waves, we can hear it from our home. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah, so that's what we'll be doing till September, where school start again. I'll have to go back to Greece to come back to Athens.
Yes, I would love to go on holidays with my best friends, as one of them is moving to Thessaloniki.
Well, I want to go to the beach with my friends, like a big group. Um, yeah, and we went last year, and it was really fun. We did a lot of activities together. It's not like going with your family where you just swim. With my friends, we played games, and I really want to do that again.
To go on vacations, I think. Or Mr. Nick.
Well, that's all my questions,
Wow.
but there is a poem that I did make. It's called Through the World of Prejudice, or Through the World of Prejudice, and this was an Anne Frank competition, so there's Anne Frank in it. Um, a world free of prejudice is what most want, freedom to do what you like without being judged. A person named Anne Frank, just a little girl, wrote a diary of her life for others to know. She had many quotes and said a lot of things, one of which was, "It doesn't hurt to give." And with people reading this, we can do it together, do something different, and make it better. With this one person who changed the world, for past, for future, and even right now. She had many tales to tell while hiding from the wicked, whether speaking to her imaginary friends or even herself. A young Jewish girl in a time like that, still happy and cheerful, that is a fact. Her story, as dismal as it may be, is what some people feel sets them free. With her powerful words and tender age, she showed who she was in every page. She showed she was just like any other girl, but she had the confidence to make a change. She taught us that life is short and shouldn't be taken for granted, and everyone's story should be chanted. So we must do whatever we can, have the courage, and be like Anne. To show this cool world, we can make the space, showing people who stand out they are not strange, but are trying to make this world a better place. Many people have tried over the years, tried to see what happens if we hear our peers to steer ourselves to a better place, with no fear that we'll be judged, instead to be cheered. You see, I said that people have tried because that's all we've done. We've tried to improve upon the troubles that we've begun. But with people like Anne, it's just the start of this legacy, a legacy that will be remembered through history. So that's it.
I like the message.
That's
Thank you.
beautiful. That's
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
the moon, you know, the colours. This one's like to do with A Wonderful Life because I really love the movie. Have you seen the movie A Wonderful Life? It's a different movie. But have
No.
you seen it?
I
Ah,
haven't.
Nick,
Oh,
I
just
think I,
it's a
yeah.
vintage movie, so it's black and white. You can get it.
Yeah, the classic that they always put on
Yeah,
at Christmas time. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. My mom, yeah, because
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like
It's a good movie. It's probably one
many,
of the best
many
now.
years ago, Nick. Many years
Yeah,
ago.
many. Yeah, I like this one.
Yes.
Yes,
Uh,
that's teenagey.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see a teenager behind that.
Yeah, and I can see Disneyland. What's the concept here, Nick? Because I can't see so clearly.
So it's basically about promoting peace and that,
Mm,
um, like environmental stuff, with the deer and because like I said about it's sort of backwards, but uh, in films, most films, if a character's a baddie, they normally have a scar, and that's really something that I disagreed with. Another
Yes,
one is
like in Lion King, eh?
yeah,
ah,
yeah,
that was a
yeah.
good concept that you said, portraying the guys with
Mm.
scars and that. Yeah, I like that point that you raised, Nicholas.
Yeah, and also Peter Pan, Great Ormond Street Hospital was a hospital that I'm currently on, and the writer of Peter Pan and many other stories dedicated all his life's work, money to Great Ormond Street, and it really helped them find different medicines, and it was just amazing. Yeah. Um,
Really?
and another thing that I disagree with is the term disfigurement, because dis means to understate something. So if
Mm,
I'm dissing you, then that means I'm saying something bad about you. And then
mm.
figurement is the way your body's shaped and it's the way a human's shaped. So basically you're undermining a person's body shape. And I disagree with that. It's a difference. We all have nobody looks the same.
No, we're all unique.
Literally, you look at everyone on the screen, we all look different. And
Mm.
yeah, like just because I have scars doesn't mean that it's a disfigurement. It should be called a difference, and that's something that I probably strongly agree
There's a
with.
lot of words like that, like deformity.
Yeah,
They need to
disability.
be changed, Nicholas. I think it's time, like how they, some words need to be refurbished.
I like to hear from these kids what they are passionate about. What would they like to do?
Nick,
Can
we'll
I
start
ask
with
you
you.
something,
Oh,
Nicholas? I was
Yeah, right.
just thinking, you know how you just mentioned all these ugly words that have derogatory connotations.
Mm,
Would you like us to create new words for those words
yeah, I
and
love
maybe
that.
create a project on something like this for
Yeah,
you?
that would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, thank you. Because it takes a bit of thinking, but the more the merrier. That's what they say. So yeah, I'd love you to do that if it wouldn't be too much to ask for.
I was just jotting this down because that's the idea that came to mind. How about
Mm,
a different word instead of deformed or
mm.
something like that? And a new word, just suggestions.
Yeah,
And
that would be nice.
these kids you're looking at, they're very good with social media. They create wonderful videos. They're very good with it.
Mm.
So we can do something like this with those words. Well, think about it in class, kids.
The Giant Award, which I'm linked very closely, changed the definition of the word bullying, and and they said it's not showing that the victim is weak because that's what the old term used to be. So like, I think it was something along the lines of someone being a weak victim being harassed by a group or one person of people. But I think now they've changed it for the better, and yeah, it's getting better eventually. But the world has to, you know, it takes slow, but we'll eventually get there.
Yes, yes. And we are passionate in what we're doing.
Mm.
We just need,
And I don't think there are some issues that don't really need a tag on them, a label on them. Why do we have to define people using a particular word?
of course, that's what makes us so special, Nick. This is what I tell people, that every human being is an individual, is a unique person. I don't want to be like other people. I want to be me. I like me.
Mm.
I accept me for who I am. This world would be a very boring place if we were all the same, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
And if we
because
all liked the same things,
got to
wouldn't it?
stand out, be your own person, honestly. Because we're all unique, we all have that passion, we all have something special about us that nobody in the world has, and we have to try and find that, and we have to try and promote it
We
and
have to
share.
promote the fact that we are different and it's great to be different.
Any of you got questions for me? Because I've been speaking.
I really love your accent. Like you remind me so pretty much of Harry Styles. I don't know if you know him, but your accent
Oh, bless your
and
heart.
your voice sounds so much like your Harry Styles. It's scary. It scares me.
There you go, Nicholas. You've got a fan club here, mate.
Oh,
I love the English accent too, but I think the Australian one is nice too.
yeah, I like the Australian accent. My
Yeah, me
brother's
too,
getting
me
one.
Yeah.
Brother's getting an Australian
Oh, and I
accent.
have a question too, but I wanted to
Oh.
say that. During the lockdown and all that, the bullying on schools like decreased very much, but the cyberbullying became a really big thing because we were all on social media. What's your opinion on that?
I personally think there's nothing that they can actually do against you, as long as you just. I don't see the point in giving them any attention, because if you do, then they'll keep coming. They know it's work. So if someone says, "Oh, you're ugly, go kill yourself," I've been called ugly, and it happens across the world saying about go kill yourself, and I know people who have sadly committed suicide. Block them, report them. If you want to take it further, you can, because if you want to help other people. And it's so sad that people actually do take their lives. It's mental health, and that's just, it really affects you, because you're like, what if other people think this about me? What if, you know, I'm never going to find love, or I'm never going to be accepted for who I am? People start changing themselves, and that's wrong. Be who you want to be, because there are, as I said before, there are billions of people in this world, and there's bound to be a couple 100 million that will definitely be on your side and definitely agree with what you think.
Yes, and think of the numbers, a couple of 100 millions.
I know it sounds, yeah. All right.
Yes. Is it necessary to wear a mask at the supermarket or at the mall?
Yeah, I think so, because numbers aren't getting any better, are they? If anything, it should be 0-0. So I think it's good that they're putting these measures in place.
Oh, good Lord, we're dealing with an invisible enemy here.
To ask you a question before that. So what's your opinion on the Black Lives Matter movement?
Rather, we're all equal. We should all have the
course we
same
are.
rights, same thing, but it's just not happening yet. And I think Black Lives Matter 100% has to be done, because there are some people in the world who just can't accept it. And I like to just sit down with a racist person and just say, why do you think this way? Why do you think that you should be treated better than that person? And then I like to see their excuse, because there really is no good excuse for it. And I just honestly, I don't see what the point of it, even racism being a thing. Yeah, I wrote a poem about racism. Don't have it now, but yeah, it's on YouTube, and yeah, it shouldn't really be happening in the first place.
No,
Mm.
Yeah.
it shouldn't.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What is your opinion on the All Lives Matter movement? Because there are some people that don't think that all lives matter and not black, and they think that it's wrong to say Black Lives Matter.
Well, I don't think. I think Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter are under the same category. If they want the same thing, that's equality. Those people saying like All Lives Matter, oh, it's a shame that we're focusing on Black Lives Matter. Well, I think the biggest problem in the world is probably racism. So I like all of you to see the world differently and try and don't blend in, stand out, be your own person. You don't have to like, oh, Obviously I have to be like that person, so I have to change the way I am, change my personality. Don't do that. Be who you want to be. All in all, if you want to do something, do it. You don't have to do anything that a person tells you to do when it's really not in your heart. And yeah, that's what I want to say to you. And I hope you carry this message to other people.